to do an updated video on my red-eared sliders, and so that's what I'm doing today. If you want to see my last video, you can check the link below. But anyways, when we moved into this home, my son already had a tank, and so I thought, okay, this would be the perfect size tank for my turtles. But they grow. And we've had this one up here, we've had this turtle since my son was a teenager, so that's been you know, quite a few years, like probably 18, almost 18 years. And this one we've had maybe 6 or 7 years. So, but they've continued to grow, and I know that they need a much larger tank, but you really have to think about what's practical for your home. And having a home or having a tank the size of a swimming pool in your home isn't really realistic. Yes, I could put them in the garage, but our garage, we live in the middle of the desert. Our garage during the summer is like 110 degrees, and in the winter, you know, down into the 20s. And so, and then I would never get to enjoy them. So that's hard. Same thing with building a pond outside. I love that idea. Some people have suggested maybe a swimming pool area outside. I love that idea. The problem is, again, I live in the middle of the desert, and so predators and stuff would easily just take them away, and so that's not a good thing. So this has been the alternative, and it really does work perfectly for them. They've continued to grow and thrive and been fine in here. So I want to talk a little bit about the tank. When I first put them in here, I had less water, and it's because I had a couple problems. The basking area, I needed it to be high enough, and then the filter was the other problem. I did not want to give in to the PVC basking area, but my turtles are too heavy for any of the other store type basking areas, so I had to resort to the PVC. It was the only thing that would actually get them, give them enough water and get high enough. So we went ahead and put together the basking area. Now originally I had used wood and felt, and I really loved that. We had wooden slats, and so it was really nice, but the problem is the wood started to mold, so we had to replace that with just this crate type, which is actually a lighting fixture, something that covers the lighting that I got at Home Depot, and we cut that down to fit there, and then just got the outdoor carpet. The outdoor carpet we had to buy in the area, not where the carpet is, but where they have the runners, the carpet runners, and so we're able to get that. Now, this additional PVC pipe that sticks out that looks horrible, I had to put that there because my turtles weigh so much that they will, the basking or the ramp will go down. So we originally had 2 poles there, and it kind of blocked their area to where they like to get to. So we took one off, and this we will replace with so that it doesn't have that piece sticking down, but right now everything's in there pretty tight, so it's kind of hard. I'll have to wait till the next time I take it apart. Anyways, they are very happy with this new basking area. Now, whenever you do something different to your tank, your turtles might react to it, and they did. The new structure in here, just replacing the carpet, I think was the main thing. They started kind of biting at each other a little bit, and they don't do that. They actually get along really well. So I knew there was something off with, I don't know, maybe the odor, whatever in the tank. And so what I did was I added this is his Turtle Fix, and so I just added the measurement cap full of Turtle Fix in there, and they were done. It was somehow it neutralized the scent that was being that was in there. And the other thing that normally happens every time I change the carpet or anything in the tank, it takes them a while to get used to it again. So one turtle will eventually start creeping up there. So it really took about a week for them to start using the basking area. Again, I think it has something to do with the scent. What I've done in the past is I've just taken some of the water and then sprinkled it up there, and that's reduced the amount of time. But this has really been a good solution for my turtle. Now, one of the other problems I had with getting the water so high was that my filter would only go down to the bottom. I had no way of keeping the filter up. I used a smaller, if you check out that other video, I used a smaller Whisper filter, and I really like the filter. I actually think it almost did better than the larger filter, does better than the larger filter, but eventually it died out on me. I had it for quite some time. So I went with a bigger Whisper filter. Some other people have suggested some really cool filters, but I don't do a lot of investing money on filters. So when I save up my pennies, maybe so. But for now, I just went with the larger Whisper. I don't like that it doesn't have a cap on the top. It looks really kind of ugly. But I'm able to, the sections are strong enough where I'm able to get it up out of the water more, and it still does a pretty good job. So that is the filter that I'm using right now. All right, as for the lighting, I have just a regular aquarium top and just the regular fluorescent lighting in there. Now I know that it's recommended that we use UV lights for the turtles, and I had bought this UV lamp, or just a regular lamp. I bought it at Home Depot, and it works really well. It moves around, and you can kind of clamp it on to the tank and put it, and I can put it behind the covers. So it works really well. I bought a UV lamp light bulb, and I had it in there for some time, but my light bulb went out, and I really didn't notice the difference, especially during the summer time. So maybe as the weather starts getting a little bit colder, I'll feel the need for it, but right now it's just not worth the money. They're healthy, they're strong, they're doing well. So, but it is recommended that you use a UV light. So if that might be something that you want to consider, especially if you live in colder areas. So the other thing would be the heater. Now, I never used one in the past. I mean, I lived in California, so I didn't really need one. But last winter, it really did start getting pretty cold. And so I put the heating stick in there. I don't know, it was under $10. And then I just hang it in there. I actually unplugged it for the summer and just have recently plugged it back in. So that is another thing, if you, especially if you live in the colder areas, that you definitely want to have for your tank. Okay, so one other thing I had to kind of change from the past is I don't like the gravel on the bottom or any of the rocks. The turtles do like to pick at them, so it is a fun thing for them, but it traps all the yucky, cruddy stuff in it, and so it makes it really hard to clean, so I don't like it for that purpose. So I always kept the bottom of my tank empty. Free and clear. Now what happened is they started picking at the seals around the edge of the tank, and so what I had to do was I had to get some trays and put them on the bottom to kind of block the sealant around the tank. So that has helped. That's been a solution. My turtles still do really like the rock area, and so even though I would like for the water to be higher, I don't want to take away the things that they really enjoy, and so I've kept the water a little bit lower. They do a lot of basking, and they don't do a lot of swimming. When they do the swimming, it's usually they're sliding, because they're red-eared sliders. They slide down and kind of plop into the water, and then they'll go back up, and that's kind of their exercise. I mean, there's my big bathtub and big kiddie pools and lots of ways for them to get extra exercise when they really have the need for it. But I think they're really happy and content in this environment. They just like to kind of lounge around a lot. It's the morning a little bit, they're a little bit more active, but normally just basking. I do use the moss balls, but I have to keep them tucked away because they will pick at them, eat them, chew them up, and then I don't have them. And I do like the moss balls because it helps keep the odor down. So that's a really cool thing. If you don't have those, I really recommend them. And I'm kind of limited to what else I can put in the tank because I want them to have room, and when they're sliding down, I don't want them to bang into any of the fixtures. So this has been a really good thing. Okay, as far as cleaning my tank, I was filling up 5-gallon tubs of water and hauling it out with the pump siphon, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to keep that up forever. So I looked for a solution, and what I found, you may already have one, it's the Python syringe. And so it is this massive thing. It's got like 25 feet of hosing, and I won't show you how to use it. There's some really great videos on how to use it, but just know that this one actually goes in there, and then this connects to my faucet, and then when you turn the water on, it will suck the water out, and then you turn a little switch and it will fill the water back up. So this runs straight, it's long enough to run straight to my bathroom, and so I don't have to do the hauling back and forth, and so it's been really a lifesaver. I love this. The only thing I don't like is that it seems like there's a lot of water wasted in the process, but I don't have to change my tank as often anymore with the larger filter. I'm going 3 weeks, maybe even a month, without having to switch the water out. So this is a lifesaver. I really recommend it if you don't already have one. So it looks like I've kind of filled you in with everything. Like I said, my turtles have continued to grow. Compare it to my hand, they're really big and they're doing great. And so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.